Hey everybody, how's it going today? This is Eric. He's my new friend. I'm getting a lot of new friends lately.
Yeah, cool. Right on.
It's been fun. Eric is going to be hosting a program here on March 1st at 6:30 called Hugging This Rock, right there on that book. But before we get into the book, Eric, outside of the book, why are you giving this program, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I moved to Duluth in 2002 after 9/11 to work for the Minnesota Air National Guard. And before that, my wife and I were both active duty Air Force people. And we moved here after 9/11 to pay the bills, frankly, with the 148th Fighter Wing. And worked for them for 12 years and just retired from there in 2013. And now I fly for the commercial airlines out of Chicago.
Oh, wow.
We live in Duluth now for 15 years. We got 2 kids and a dog.
And a dog. Okay.
It's very popular.
And what did you do when you were in the Air National Guard?
I was a F-16 pilot.
Oh, okay. And did you go overseas at all, or?
Yeah, I went overseas 4 times.
4 times.
When I was in the Duluth Guard, and when I was in the active duty Air Force in the 90s, I went over to Saudi Arabia 3 times to do the southern no-fly zone.
Okay. And I always ask this when I find out people are pilots and they fly jets. I always ask them, what is that like? Like, is it?
It's awesome.
Yeah. So is it like this huge rush that you get just flying at insane speeds?
It was more of a rush when I was flying the F-16. It's a little less of a rush in the 737, but it's still good.
Okay.
There's no meetings. There's no cubicles.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And so, how fast does the F-16? Like, I'm such a noob at this. Like, how fast does that go? Like, what's the fastest you've ever gone in?
I went 810 miles an hour once, and their legal limit was 800. So I'm an outlaw.
Wait a minute. There's a legal limit?
Well, there's a flight manual limit.
Okay.
So I was trying to get my Mach 2 patch. You can actually go 2.03 Mach, 2.05 Mach. I can't remember. I should know the flight manual, but I'm retired.
You're retired.
I don't have to know that stuff.
But now you might get a knock on your door with some guy with glasses and a suit, and
what are they going to do? Send me to Iraq? They already did that.
Yeah, I suppose it doesn't matter now. So March 1st, you're going to be talking about a book that you wrote. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I saw this book online. I think I saw it online somewhere, and I was just like, that's such a cool concept. This fighter pilot wrote a book of poetry.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not going to have a lot of competition.
Yeah, I don't know anybody else that's a former F-16 fighter pilot. And
me either.
Writes a book of poetry.
No, that's pretty unusual.
So what kind of prompted you to do that?
Well, what prompted me to do it is poetry is kind of neat in the way that it allows me to look at stuff more like a photograph.
Okay.
It's like a literary equivalent to me of a photograph. Mm-hmm. It's like some small thing happened that is not big enough to like write a story about, mm-hmm. but it's meaningful to me, or it made an impression on me. Mm-hmm. So I'll write stuff about poetry about stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes when the theme is too big, like what does it all mean, or mm-hmm. life and death. In that case, sometimes poetry is good for handling things that are too big.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that I liked about the book as I was looking through it and reading some of it is it's not just, about your military career. It's about other stuff that you like and appreciate, too. Like mm-hmm. you're an avid outdoorsman, so mm-hmm. like it's about outdoor, that kind of life stuff mm-hmm. and your military. And so it's kind of a hodgepodge collection of everything that is you, essentially, right?
Sure. I mean, and I don't usually write about stuff like with an agenda. I just mm-hmm. write about what I feel like writing about. So. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I feel like writing about the pretty flower along the trail. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes I like writing about my stupid dog. Sometimes I like writing about flying. So mm-hmm. I just write about whatever I feel like writing about. And then you end up with this.
With that. Hugging This Rock. And how long has it been out
now? It was published in November.
November. Okay.
Yeah, so November 17th. So
okay.
And 3 months.
And we're doing the program March 1st here at the Bong Center. We're going to change it up a little bit from our normal programs. We're actually going to do the program down by the P-38 down there because, Eric, you have a strong connection with the P-38 too, right?
Yeah, P-38, you could argue, is the reason I'm a pilot because in the late 70s, I would have been maybe 10 years old when Baba Black Sheep, the TV show, was still on with Robert Conrad and the F4U Corsair and all that. And then my dad, after I would watch that show enough times, we were living in Michigan at the time, and we drove through the Upper Peninsula over the top of Lake Michigan and down to Oshkosh and went to the air show in Oshkosh, and the P-38 was flying. And up to that point in my life, that was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, was that P-38. And, you know, you could make an argument that, you know, that's why I'm a pilot.
Yeah.
And so and I actually wrote a poem about some of those things when you're a kid that turn you into a pilot. And one of them, so the poem's called Lightning in My Chest. So we'll be reading that on the 1st of March, right next to the P-38, which is about the coolest thing I can think of.
That'll be pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
Well, it's going to be a great program. The poetry is great. The subject matter is great. You're great. You know.
Oh, I'm great. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you very much.
You are great.
So awesome. Validation.
Yes, there you go. So yeah, it's going to be a really unique program. I hope everybody can come out and take a look at it, and you can come in and buy the book now. It's at the Bonk Center here. You can buy it in our gift shop, or you can buy it. There's a place over in Duluth, a couple places in Duluth.
Yeah, you can buy it at the Zenith Bookstore in Duluth. You can buy it at the bookstore at Fitkers.
Okay.
And you can get it at Amazon.
On Amazon.
Yeah.
Even better. The other thing.
No, independent bookseller is better.
Well, yeah. Independent bookstores are better, like Zenith
It's
Bookstore.
all good. It's all good.
Like
Buy the
Zenith-
book.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care how.
Yeah, just buy the book. Buy it at the Bong, preferably.
Yes.
Because it helps
Approved.
support our mission
That's right.
that we're doing here. Or you can support the independent booksellers. They're
Yes.
even better too, because I know a lot of them myself.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
The other funny thing about you and I, Eric, is we just found out we have a friend in common too, right?
Uh-oh, who's that?
Joy Riggs.
That's right.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Joy. How's it going? Good to see you, Joy.
So, see you guys all on March 1st, 6:30 here at the Bonk Center, hugging this rock. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.